Hi, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening based upon where you are at. Hi, welcome to my page or to my profile. I know there are a number of new people that are following me. So, hi, let me introduce myself. I am Risha Ferdinand. I'm a boutique business strategist and I turn hustles into sustainable retail businesses. So, if you want to increase your visibility, your sales, and your profits, then I'm that person to help you turn it into a legacy. Okay, so today I'm going to speak about boutiques, product based businesses, how they can find their niche. In other words, how can you identify your target audience? I've heard this question many times, and many people would have reached out to me asking me for help. How can they find their target audience? Well, today take a notepad and a pen because I'm going to help you to identify your target audience, help you understand how you can niche down and the benefits of actually niching down. Okay? So, number one, what is a niche? We have heard that so many times, or niche, based upon where you are. That's how you pronounce it. But what is it? It is actually a select group of people, so it's a subset of a group whereby you're providing a service or a product for them. In other words, right? So it's a specific group whereby you have something that you're catering for that group in particular. Let me share a bit of a journey with you. In recent times, probably between July of this year to October, I would have helped about 74 to 75 boutiques, help them grow their businesses during that time. One thing stood out to me, and it was that the majority of them, 80% of them, was selling the same thing, the same product, to the same group of people. Versus the other 20% were very clear as to who they are trying to target. So let's talk a bit about that. Many businesses out there tend to be very broad in the sense that they're going to say, hey, I'm going to sell women's clothing and I'm going to cater to all the sizes of women. Now, the women clothing may be either professional wear, it may be swimsuit, it may be lingerie, it may be evening gown, or it may be that Friday night outfit. That's a particular style of clothing. However, you can further niche down to help you increase your profits. Stick with me. I'm going to explain further. In order for you to identify your niche, right, you want to be able to know exactly where there is a need in the market. How can you know where there is a need? Okay, let's think about this. We have women. Let's use women as our example here. Women is a broad group. Inside of the group of women, we have different age groups. We have younger women, middle-aged women, and we also have older women. Further down, we will realize there are the professional women, as well as the stay-at-home moms. We have single mothers, we have wives, we have widows. Inside of there, we also have their sizes. We have the average-sized woman, we have plus-sized women, we have petite. Then there is also large. We have women who actually are taller, we have short women, as well as we have the average sized woman. So all of those different categories, those are niches. Those are different types of niches. So the question to you is, which one of those are you selling to if you are in the business of selling clothes? Let's say you are in the business of selling lipsticks, lip glosses. Hey, Akia, my question to you is, what does your lipstick do differently? Are you catering for women who have dry lips, chappy lips, women whose lips is difficult to become moist? Are you catering for women who has a particular problem, a medical problem with their lips? Or you just want to cater for women who like lipstick to stay on for 24/7? Those matte lipsticks and whatever have you. You want to be very, very clear, ladies and gentlemen, very clear as to what type, what group of people in that market that you want to cater to and why. Picture this example with me. Let's say this tall, petite young lady that you're trying to cater to. Hi, Carla. You're trying to cater to this tall, petite woman. There are 10 stores in the mall that sell for all sizes of women. You heard that right? 10 stores that are selling to all sizes of women. You are this tall, petite woman. You go into every single one of those 10 stores, but you realize one store may have a pair of jeans, another store ran out of stock in your size, another one may have for tall, but it's not for petite, and you name it. So there's all sorts of different issues you're encountering amongst those 10 stores. But then you walked into the 11th store, and this 11th store clearly states, hey, we are catering for tall, petite women. Come in here. You can get catered to here. When you walk into that store, because it's your size, tall and petite, there is a world of clothes that you can choose from. You have from professional wear to evening wear. You have lingerie, you have swimsuits, you have, everyday wear. Why? Because this store that is catering for tall, petite women, they were able now to dominate. They were able to dominate the market and cater for the woman who has a need that were underlooked, or rather overlooked. Because many times we forget these little groups in society who also have a need. We tend to always rush to cater for the average. But the truth is, if everyone is catering for the average, guess what happens? They have choices. And because they have choices, the competition is pretty heavy. So there's a pricing war. Then there you have to now use extra brain calories to come up with, how can I stand out? How can I stand out? What can I do differently? Because the competition is so stiff in the market that you're entering. Versus, if you enter a market where the competition is really low, you can go into that market, raise the standard, and dominate the market. You hear what I'm saying? You can dominate the market because you have found a niche and you are servicing that niche. Let's take, for example, shoes. There are many shoe stores that cater for the regular size feet, the average feet. But what about those women who has wide feet or narrow feet? Or women who find it difficult to find shoes beyond size 11. Yes, there are women like that, those basketballers, those tall young ladies. Their feet is actually big. Why not cater footwear for those women? Why not cater for their need? Guess what will happen? The minute that they find out that there is a store that is selling for me, they're going to tell everyone else who looks like them. They're going to sound an alarm. Because guess what? If they're amongst their peers or amongst a group, and people in that group is complaining, well, it's always difficult to find clothes for us ladies, for us tall women or us plus size women. Oh, it's always difficult to find shoes for wide feet women. That woman who actually bought from you will happily say, no, go to XYZ store because they cater for us wide feet women or us tall women or us petite women or us plus size women. And guess what? These women who you're now promoting, they're now doing word of mouth advertising for, they're going to flock to your store. They're going to flock to your store easily because you are catering for a niche, a particular market. Get a niche, ladies. Think about it. Where is there a hole that no one is filling? Think about it. Take a moment and think about it. Where is there a hole or a gap in the market that you can fill? Which type of woman or man or children or whatever have you, which group of them in society are generally overlooked? Why are they overlooked? who is presently selling for them, who is presently providing clothes for them, who is presently providing footwear, who is presently providing lipsticks, who is presently providing hair accessories, who is presently providing skincare products for this particular group in society. If the competition is really low, then that is the market you should enter. That is the market that you should enter. Because like I mentioned earlier on, because the competition is lower in the niche markets, you can now dominate. You can now dominate and become the go-to brand that services that particular group of people. Let's take, for example, Victoria's Secrets. They were initially only catering for regular sized women, actually petite, right? They never catered for plus sized women. So plus sized women were generally overlooked. And guess what? They always felt as though, hey, you know what? No one is catering for us. We cannot wear lingerie and they make us feel ugly, etc., etc., etc. But the moment manufacturers started to design lingerie and sleepwear for plus size women started to become more confident. They started to now purchase lingerie, purchase sleepwear, so they themselves can feel sexier in the night when they're asleep. So guess what? They are now buying lingerie because there is now a product available for them to purchase. I am saying to you today, if you want to find your target audience, or if you want to find your niche, my recommendation to you is take a step back. Identify where there is a gap in the market. Which group of people, based upon if you're catering to women or men or children, which group is generally overlooked? Let's say you're in the business of selling hair products like deep conditioner and shampoos and all of these different things for natural hair. Which type of natural hair are you catering for? Because there are a lot of natural hair out there. Are you catering for Caucasian hair? Are you catering for African hair? Are you catering for Hawaiian hair? Are you catering for Caribbean hair? What type of natural hair are you catering for? And then on top of that, once you've identified the ethnic background of the natural hair, you're then going to find out, okay, is it going to be 4C? Is it going to be 5C? Is it going to be 1A? Or is it going to be 710? Whatever it is, right? You're going to ask yourself and find out what is their problem. Is it that their hair lacks moisture? It doesn't hold moisture for long? Is it those that they lose hair very quickly? Is it that they have problems with growing their hair fast? So by asking all of this, you can then determine, okay, I'm going to cater for Caribbean women who has 4C hair, but their hair have problems with holding moisture. So here, when you start to now promote your product, you're clearly going to say who you're promoting to. You're clearly going to put that in your advertising. You're clearly going to state that in all of your branding, that I am catering for this type of hair type. This particular hair type, I have a product for. Are you following me? By you going through that, you can identify what their problem is and find the right solution for it. Same thing with clothes, as I mentioned earlier. Same thing with footwear. What about if you're catering for stay-at-home moms? Let's say you own, let's say you're in the business of catering food for stay-at-home moms. There are some of us stay-at-home moms who don't like to cook on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because we're tired, we're exhausted. If you are in the business of providing meals, why not target, say, hey, I'm going after the stay-at-home mom who's burnt out, rather than catering, say, hey, I have a food store, okay, anyone who wants food. Obviously, you are catering for everyone because your food, anyone can eat it. But you're going after the stay-at-home mom who's burnt out and tired after a particular period of time in the week. So here's what's going to happen. you're going to get that group of women in some society who actually need that service, who need someone to cook for them. Are you following me? I want you to identify where there's a gap that is overlooked. And by you identifying that gap, get the product to fill that gap. Offer exceptional customer service, exceptional customer experience. And that way you can now dominate that market because the competition is lower. When I looked at the 80% of my clients who are all selling the same thing, the same type of clothes, all of them are purchasing from the same vendor. They're each other's competition. When I look at them, their question is, how can I stand out even more? What more can I do? What can I do to be different? Many of them would revamp their websites. They would change their logos and all of these different things. But no matter what you do, the competition is still there. You are still up against 100 people. It does not change the fact that your market now has a wider option to choose from. So it's no longer a monopoly, but it's now this oligopoly, and there is so many competition in the market. You're up against a lot of people. So the race is on. Who can get this customer first? Who can get this sale today? It's like a literal race, and you're fighting to keep up. But when you niche down and you identify your target market and you identify the product that they need the most, and you're there now serving and you're there now selling this product for this particular market, it flips. The situation flips. Because you have now created a demand for what you are selling. You have now created a demand for your product. So if you're catering for plus size women, you have now created a demand for them. If you go even further, I'm catering for plus size women who love lingerie. You created a demand even further. If you're catering for men with wide feet, you have created a demand. If you are selling clothes and shoes for plus sized men, you have created a demand for that. Because they know for a fact, if I need a new pair of shoes, if I need a new outfit, if I need a new lipstick, if I need a new product for my hair, they know for a fact, that they have to go to your store to get it. You hear what I'm saying? So create a need, ladies and gentlemen. Take some time. Take these holidays that are coming up here and really assess your market. Hi, Cavell. Identify where there's a problem. Cavell is on here. And I want to share this about Cavell a bit. Cavell is in the business of education, right? So she is an educator for the younger children, preschoolers. When that industry was literally shut down, Cavell came up with a product that no one else in the market was selling. She came up with a product which was those stay-at-home kind of educational product whereby, kids at that age, 4 years and under, can actually do these activities, right? And the parent now who's at home, because it is in the height of the lockdown, the parent can now follow through with this book. By Cavell creating this demand, everyone who was at home with their kids and their kids weren't able to go to school, they were actually purchasing this product. Yes, that educational binder, that's correct. A demand was created for it. So everyone was flocking to Cavell for this educational preschool binder. A couple months later, then competition started to kick in. Then you started to see pockets of other educators starting to sell these different binders with a little variation to Cavell's own. And what that did is it created competition now. So now the market that Cavell was actually catering to, they now have options. But because she was an early adopter, She was able to dominate the market because she was the early adopter. You get what I'm saying? She identified that there was a hole, there was a gap in the market, and she was able to dominate for quite a number of months before competition came on board. That is what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen. Find a group in society that has a problem. Get a product to solve that problem. Penetrate the market because you are now the only provider. And you will be able to have consistent sales because of that. I trust that today's live was informative, and I trust that you were able to get some information from it. Do know that I have my plug and play 365 resource that is there to help you plan out your content, your sales, and profit targets for 365 days. You literally have to take the content that I wrote, copy it, paste it into your Instagram post or your Facebook post, edit it by inserting your products and your business name, and then you can sell it. And then you can actually post it. 365 content were written just for you for any product-based business. Your question may be, okay, if I am using the same content script like someone else, then we're going to have the same thing. No, it's actually going to be different because your products are different. So check out, I did a video on my page. You can check it out. I think I did it 2 days ago. A snippet of what the Plug and Play 365 resource looks like. It not only helps you with content creation for 365 days, but it helps you with your sales planning, your profit planning, your entire marketing planning in advance for 365 days. Hey Cavell, it is actually on my profile. I think I posted it yesterday or day before yesterday, but it's there on my profile. Scroll down and you will be able to find the link for it where you can actually get it. Okay, so thank you all very, very much for watching today, and I trust that it was valuable, and I really hope that you grab that Plug and Play 365 resource. Okay, but it's for only product-based businesses. Okay, all right, so thank you everyone, and have a good rest of the evening.